Hello everyone. Question is an org has a requirement that addresses on contracts and accounts should be normalized to a company standard by Apex code anytime that they are saved. What is the optimal way to implement this? Option A Apex trigger on contract that cause the account trigger to normalize the address. Option B Apex triggers on contact and account that normalize the address. Option C Apex trigger on account that cause the contact trigger to normalize the address. Option D Apex trigger on contact and account that call a helper class to normalize the address. Correct answer is option D. Question is a developer wrote an Apex class to make several callouts to an external system. If the URLs used in these callouts will change often, which features should the developer use to minimize changes needed to the Apex class? Option A Remote Site Settings. Option B Session ID. Option C Named Credentials. Option D Connected Apps. Correct answer is option C. Question is all professionals cloud developer questions. You plan to deploy a new Go application to Cloud Run. The source code is stored in cloud source repositories. You need to configure a fully managed, automated, continuous deployment pipeline that runs when a source code commit is made. You want to use the simplest deployment solution. What should you do? Option A. Configure a cron job on your workstations to periodically run gcloud run deploy source in the working directory. Option B. Configuring a Jenkins trigger to run the container build and deploy process for each source code commit to cloud source repositories. Option C. Configure continuous deployment of new revisions from a source repository for Cloud Run using build packs. Option D. Use Cloud Build with a trigger configured to run the container build and deploy process for each source code commit to cloud source repositories. Correct answer is option D. You can download the complete list of recently updated contents from the link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Question is a company needs to automatically delete sensitive information after 7 years. This could delete almost a million records every day. How can this be achieved? Option A use aggregate functions to query for records older than 7 years and then delete the aggregate result objects. Option B perform a SOSL statement to find records older than 7 years and then delete the entire result set. Option C schedule a batch Apex process to run every day that queries and reads records older than 7 years. Option D schedule an add future process to query records older than 7 years and then recursively invoke itself in 1000 record batches to delete them. Correct answer is option A. Question is in which of the following scenarios would it be acceptable to use programmatic sharing instead of declarative sharing? Choose three options. Option A every record created by sales users needs to be visible to their respective manager. Option B poor performance when using native sharing components. Option C team functionality is required on custom objects. Option D there is an existing external system of truth for user access assignments which will continue to drive access and be integrated with Salesforce. Option E you need to change record access to read and write for all users utilizing a Lightning component. Correct answer is option B, C and option D. Question is a developer wants to retrieve and deploy metadata, perform a simple CSV export of query results, and debug Apex REST calls by viewing the JSON responses. Which tool should the developer use? Option A, Developer Console. Option B, Force.com Migration Tool. Option C, Workbench. Option D, Force.com IDE. Correct answer is option C. You can download the complete list of recently updated contents from the link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe.